Okay then guys, what's going on? Cloud Plays here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're inside of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and we have got a load of detailed answers for a load of things inside of the game that we haven't yet been shown. Some of these things have come from content creators who have had access to the game and or other sources upon social media that are confirmed, and this is great news. We have got some details including the blaster stance, how long it's going to take to actually complete the game, the map itself, and dual sabers. These are some details that you guys are going to want to hear, so make sure you stay tuned for it. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And with that being said, let's dive on in to Jedi Survivor. So starting off, we have the blaster stance. There's not a lot that we've actually been told about this, and we've seen absolutely nothing on it, although at the showcase for the content creators that were able to get 4 hours time inside the game, they were actually shown a source media of somebody inside of the company, a developer, playing in this stance. They have had a bit of a confirmation on how it works. This obviously was a little bit hazy because the excitement would have been up to the higher hills, but what we do know is there are specific combos and abilities you can utilize inside of this stance, one of which is the almost dead-eye ability. What I mean by this is there was a scene where they actually saw where they were able to lift up the stormtroopers, freeze the stormtroopers in midair, and then they hit a dead-eye ability close to what you saw in Red Dead Redemption 2. So it almost gave you like a zoomed in, slowed down ability where you could kind of partially freeze time and be able to take those bullet shots at a slow motion pace. This is actually inside of the game, which gives me a lot of hope for the different stances, especially the blaster stance, as we do know that the combinations with a lightsaber can seem really impressive. I was kind of hoping that this was going to be the case, mainly because otherwise a blaster is going to be pretty damn simple. You pull it out, shoot a load of bullets, and the game is done. Whereas I like the idea of the fact that they've made it just as immersive and just as impressive with the blaster as far as combinations go and abilities you can utilize alongside of it. So that is a win-win. Next up, we're going to talk about game time. Now, based on what we know, which is not a lot, what we have is what they were able to explore versus what we know is in the game. Based on that alone, the game is definitely going to be longer than Fallen Order. It's more than likely going to be closer to 20 to 25 hours to complete the main storyline, and obviously there is so much side questing and so much side exploring and bosses to defeat that there's probably going to take you up to maybe 50 odd hours, give or take, although nothing confirmed solid in writing right now. Whereas Fallen Order was a 15 to 18 completion on campaign, this is something which we're going to get a bit more of an extensive look into when it comes to Jedi Survivor. Now, this one is going to be a little bit of a skeptical one, and I can see why they haven't answered how long the game is going to take, mainly because a lot of companies have already done this, give or take the experience with Hogwarts Legacy. We were told this was going to be hundreds of hours of experience, and I 100% of the game in 90 hours. So you can kind of see why they wouldn't want to answer that based on the factor that it takes everybody a different amount of time. It might take me 20 hours to complete this, it might take you 15. So you kind of have to be a bit skeptical on it, and I really respect them for not pushing out that time period because it can be false advertisement sometimes. So yeah, we're looking at about 20 to 25 hours for the main story campaign, give or take, and around 50 hours for full completion, depending on how long it takes you to do this sorts of stuff. Next up, we have got the map. Now, the map is something which really irritated my life when it came to Fallen Order, and we have had confirmation from people who have played it that the map has definitely been enhanced. It's now a lot clearer. You're able to see all of the terrain and the routes that you need to take, rather than the absolute BS that we had in the BD map from Fallen Order. They have kept the same theme, and the style of it is exactly the same, although they've now changed this to make it a lot clearer, make it a lot more objective based, so you can see exactly where you need to be. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of a hazy part on it when it comes to being able to transverse through the storyline itself. Apparently that is quite vague, but we do now know when you got to get to certain places that it is so much clearer, and you guys are going to be able to get back and utilize the route that you need to take a lot easier than what we did inside of Fallen Order, because anyone who's played that game will know full well that BD's map in Fallen Order was complete and utter ass. And just a bit of information with regards to the dual sabers. A lot of people have been talking about these dual sabers, with the stance being a little bit different to what we're used to and the customization behind it. So for me, this was something I was really excited about. If you know me, customization is I'm a big old ponce when it comes to what it is that we need to look like, colors, colorations, and all of that sort of stuff. But dual sabers, people were wondering if we were able to customize each saber with the dual wield stance. Now, what we do know and has been confirmed is you can actually customize each individual lightsaber inside of the dual stance. What we don't know is if you can change the color of each individual one. The problem is when we have these stance changes, you go from a dual wielding one lightsaber in each hand to connection with a double-ended lightsaber. It would be a little bit weird if they didn't match, so I'd be really surprised if we were able to change the coloration on them and have like a purple lightsaber and a blue lightsaber. That'd be really, really cool, although very unlikely, especially based on the lore aspect that we've seen inside of the games based on the films. This is just a guess, but what has been confirmed is the actual shafts, the hilts, and all of them sort of stuff. You can make two completely individual lightsabers on them basis. For me alone, I'm happy with that. I like the idea that we can change the overall colors of them, and I'm fine with the fact that they won't be like completely different. If they are, it's an added bonus. But for me right now, the way the lightsaber handles look, being able to change two of them, absolutely insane. Very, very well done. Now, that's all we've got time for today. This was just a quick one to go over a bit of information that we've managed to gather from different videos and different people inside of the scene. Thank you so much again for watching. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up, subscribe, post notifications turned on. Appreciate your faces, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.